You know what? We know now. We didn't know. Our parents weren't able to give us this mindset, but we know now. So shame on anyone out there that's listening and that you understand this mindset. And even if you haven't accomplished what you want yet, why not teach your child or your grandkids, whatever it is, to start learning this mindset from their little so that they don't have to go through what we've gone through. Start them young, man. If you start with that mindset and let everybody around you start creating this mindset, your venture to your empire is going to be so much easier, because I'm telling you, mindset is that's how we got where we're at today. And I know it sounds silly. It's like, cliche, you're saying PMA.
It's the
but
truth.
I tell you, if we did not live by the models that we speak on, I don't think that we would have been able to get to where we're at today. You know, when I first met Bobby, when we were 18 and 22 years old, the first thing he told me is, my goal is to be a real estate investor, but you need a lot of money for that. And back then there was not that
FHA loan,
none of that, and we didn't even know. We didn't have the knowledge or whatever. So from the very beginning, we said we're going to be in real estate. But we started BHG and we started stacking any little bit of money. And in '95, we were able to buy our first home, which if we knew what we know today, we wouldn't have done it that way. But we bought a few little homes, bought them and flipped them. And we were like, wow, this is cool. We understand back in '95. So we did a little bit about it, but we didn't still understand the business much. In 2003, we had enough we had stacked enough money that we were able to get into some ventures. And we also had a lot of financing experiences at this point because of BHG. And we got into a partnership with a group of condo conversion. We knew zero about condo conversion, but we thought, oh, it's real estate. Yay, let's do real estate. That's all we knew. Well, we got into it and didn't know much about it. Followed the footsteps of the people that we went into, but then the financial crisis came into play.
In '08.
In '08. It swiped us off our feet. We were like, whoa, what is this? Condo conversion, nobody wanted to buy in 2008. And we had over, thousands of units to sell. And we almost lost it all. But because of our mindset, we were like, no way, this is not going to happen to us. We're not losing everything we just built. And we still hadn't gotten there. We were like in the part where you're at right now. And, we were like, we had something and the business was starting to really kick off, but we were like, oh my God, we're going to lose it all. So in that point, we started learning what investing into rental income was all about. We started putting tenants into these condo conversions that we were supposed to sell. We started putting tenants in there so we could get some cash flow so that we could pay all that debt, because we had leveraged ourselves 100% leverage at $81 million in assets.
Wow.
Okay, 100%. So we were like, wow, we started putting tenants in there and we started seeing that we were getting cash flow on a monthly basis. And we're like, oh, no, this is what we want to do.
Like,
this is where we want to learn how to be investors into rental investments. So in that point, it taught us a lot of lessons. Again, a failure turned into a success because we learned what was going wrong and what we could do right from that. And so in 2008, we started selling off all the buildings, coming to the table with money because we couldn't sell it for what we bought it for. But it was okay. We were like, we need to just get rid of this. And in that process, Bobby and I started managing the properties that we owned with our partners.
As you're growing BHG.
As we're growing. Actually, Bobby went to BHG and started saying, we're going to make this company, we need to explode it because we need that money to be able to support this real estate that's going to take us into foreclosure. Eric, his brother, I, and his wife, Barbie, we went into the management side of the buildings and we started just trying to survive. And in that point, we learned a lot. And in 2011, my daughter, Priscilla, decided that she didn't want to go to college anymore and she wanted to be an entrepreneur, but didn't really have direction. So I said, well, Priscilla, come along. Me and you will start buying foreclosures and we'll rent them out. We'll buy some. Back then we were buying things for $40,000.
Oh my God, don't tell me.
A unit. It was crazy. So we bought about 16 homes, Priscilla and I. Of course, Bobby was involved, but he was very involved with BHG. And that's how we got into what's today Ortsat Capital. And we started just buying little small apartment buildings, little by little, duplexes, 4 doors, 6 doors, 10 doors, like that. Yeah. And when we exited in 2019 from BHG 100%, that Bobby and I,
3 years ago.
Yeah, we exited. We completely switched our business to a small family office and started investing our money into multifamily. And today we have about $750 million in assets. We love investing in multifamily. It's a passion and it's a great business. It's a great business to create generational wealth. It's a great feeling. The accomplishment that Bobby and myself have been able to create this investment firm that we have our own family office, and it's all strictly multifamilies. It's great.
Yeah.
I wish that people would understand that the American dream, I want a home. If I own a home, I've made it. Guys, if you're not
Tell them what you told me last night. Tell them what you told me.
If you're not in the level of life that you have reached the success, freedom, of financial freedom, that you are able to say, you know what, if I buy a home for whatever amount of money, it's not going to touch my monthly expenses. It's not gonna bother. I could go and invest whatever. They go and buy a home when they're still an employee making very little, and then they're home poor, because they get all their money. And your money, when you buy a home, what do? All the money goes into a garbage can, right? You're putting your monthly money. You're not receiving no income on this house. Yeah. Every dollar you make goes into this house, right? So and then they say, oh, but I bought the house for $500,000, and 3, 4, 5 years later, it's worth $2 million. Well, calculate what you have paid for in those 5 years or whatever it is, your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, your expenses of whatever breaks down in the house, and you made $0. All you're getting is your money back that you put into it. Where if you at the beginning go and buy yourself a fourplex, that it's going to cost you the same amount of money that a house costs you. You live in one for a year or two until you're getting all. Now you buy a fourplex, you live in one of the units. Now you're receiving money every single month, and you're paying $0 on your mortgage. Your payroll is going straight to you to be able to stack and rack, and you are going to be able to become your own employee. In a year or two, you're going to see. And then later on, you move out of that fourplex and you go buy yourself a house or whatever you want to do. But this whole mindset that I have to live the American dream and buy myself a home first. You're home poor. Yeah. You are not creating no empire for yourself. Yeah. You're taking away from yourself. Buying a home. Guys, rent for the beginning part and go invest it in a property that's going to bring you in money instead of taking away money from you.